It's Lindsay and Georgia. Hi. You want to wave?
Hi.
They say hi. Good. So today I'm going to do my daughter Georgia's 2.5 year update. Today is today is April the 18th, 2023, and she turned 2.5 years old on March 17th. So anyway, here we are. We're going to do her update today. As you can see, she has some pigtails in her hair. So cute. This is the only hairstyle that I can do at the moment. And she's got so little hair. But she did actually go for her very first haircut at the beginning of March, just in the back. It's Kwachi from the Olympics in 2010 in Vancouver. Yeah. Anyway, just a little bit, because there wasn't even enough really to do on the sides or in the front. Anyway, the first thing that I wanted to talk about was Georgia's speech. So her speech continues to blossom constantly. That's been the #1 thing in the last year. Also, of course, now she likes to climb everywhere too, as you can see. So she's starting to come out with longer or more like complex phrases. And actually, in the last like week and a half or so, I would say she started to, even in English, say I. She started to figure out the I, which in Italian, curious enough, she hasn't figured out yet. If you're new to my channel, she is bilingual. I obviously speak English, and I'm from Canada, and my husband is from Italy, and that's where we live. So she hears Italian most of the time from everyone. However, she hears English from me. I generally speak English with her, but everywhere else she hears Italian. So I would say that Italian has definitely started to take a precedence, which is, obvious because we live in Italy. Georgia, your head's kind of like in a funny spot here. But the curious thing that I was getting at is that, like, in English, she's managed, I think she's caught on to me saying, like, I. She started to say things like, I'm hungry, I'm cold, I want a Kleenex, she said last week, and I was like, whoa. However, in Italian, she hasn't gotten there yet. She will say in Italian, like, either third person or second person. So she'll say, like, vuole la Giorgia, vuole something, which is the third person for wants, right? But it's third person, so it's like, Giorgia wants. Or, that's right. Or in the second person, so vuoi, which it means like you want, right? So it's interesting that that's how she's progressing in Italian, because if it's voglio is I want, but she will say vuoi, which is you want, or vuole, which is she wants. So she uses the second and third person, and she most of the time will say things like want, Georgia, want water or whatever. She still calls water Lalo, which I don't know.
Lalo?
Yeah, I don't really know where that came from, but it started like a year ago. And that's her word for water, and so far that's kind of continuing. She's getting better at not calling it Lalo. And then in Italian, she'll say things like dove la nonna, where is nonna, kind of thing. Want nonna, vuole la nonna. She likes to chit chat a lot of the time, like in Italian. Like she'll just kind of start talking to herself, kind of, and just chit chat and say things in Italian. Like, I don't know if Emma's coming up tonight, which is her cousin, so she'll be like, non so se la Emma viene su, or she'll look outside and say, it's dark outside, it's nighttime, but she says that in Italian. She'll be like, è notte, buio, ora andare a letto, right? Which basically, yeah, you want to come in the frame, huh? And that, yeah, basically that means, oh, it's dark outside, it's nighttime, it's time to go to bed. And she started to also have like fears of more things recently. Sometimes she'll say that she's scared of things, but like she doesn't really seem to have like an actual fear. Like she'll look outside and be like, "È notte buio paura," which means like, oh, it's night, it's dark outside, I'm scared. right? Yeah, but like she didn't actually seem to be scared of it. So I think she's experimenting also with that word as well. And then like sometimes with when she's with her dad, like the other day, he took her out in the car and she was like, Paura seggiolino. She was scared of her car seat. But like they're not like actual things that she seemed to have a real fear of. Her actual fears right now, one that I'm not really even going to because it's personal for her, but she's got a fear of going to the bathroom, number 2. And we've been dealing with that since she turned 2. And it's a big issue. Anyway, she just has to work through that fear. But I'm going to leave it at that because it's something, her thing, it's personal. So I'm not going to get into that. But that is one of her big fears right now. The biggest, probably. And then she had a bit of the bath fear come back again recently. But now she's starting to get better again. It kind of came up really badly for another couple of weeks, like last year, where she was standing in the bathtub and crying and wouldn't sit down. Last night went like that. And she's just really afraid of having water over her head, which I think is a very common fear at this phase. But those are her 2 main, like, actual proper fears. And then, like, recently she was, she hasn't done this again, but she was talking to her cousin Emma, and she was saying a sentence. She was like, la nonna è a non sola parola, which she was saying, and nonna is, I don't know the word. And we were like, oh my goodness, you've never said that before, so we're so excited. Like the literal, I don't know the word, that she hadn't said that before. It was cool. That's right. No one can see you over there, honey. Anyway, so yeah, in English her phrases are not quite as complete, but in Italian, like I mentioned in the past video that I put up about raising a bilingual toddler, I mentioned that like she's got her cousin Emma, and I think even in other videos I've mentioned this too. Whenever Emma's over, I always notice like a jump in her Italian. She sees her pretty much every Saturday, and so her Italian will just like skyrocket. And that day she speaks so much more Italian, and it was kind of funny because sometimes she'll come out with things that sound directly like her Nonna Valeria talking or her cousin Emma. And it's just kind of funny because sometimes my husband will be like, oh, I feel like my mom's in the car with us or in the house, because she just copies them a lot. And then Giorgia will call herself Giorgia. She still can't pronounce really the S or the R. Hey. And so she'll be like, want Giorgia. It's very cute. And so yeah, she'll do sentences, mixed languages, like, you know, she'll have a stuffed animal, and recently she had her kitty stuffed animal, and she was like, oh, want kitty, quanto è morbido, how it's so soft, right? Come blanket, so like a blanket, and then she patted her like and Ben's like, come questo. So very mixed sentences, that's right. Anyway, she can also count to 10 if prompted. Like, she needs a lot of, like, she can count to 10 if prompted, and, like, it's very hit or miss. I'll say that. Say, yeah, the uno, due, tre, honey. Uno, due, tre. In Italian, she always misses the 2. Uno, due, tre. Quattro. Cinque. Sei. Sette. Otto. 9. 10. Anyway, a lot of the time she still needs prompting, but like sometimes she'll kind of like count. For her, usually she'll go uno, tre, quattro, cinque, sei. For sure 1 to 6. And 1 to 10 is fairly hit or miss, but sometimes she can say it. 1, 2, 3, good. 4, good. 5, yeah. 6, 7, good. Then 8, yeah, 8, 9, 8, 9. And then 10, 10. It's kind of mixed. Singing kind of count till 10. Anyway, and oh, and then the days of the week. Georgia, can you come here so people can actually see you? Come here. The days of the week. Okay, she's being camera shy right now. Can you say the days of the week? Come, say the days of the week. No. Okay, fine. Sunday.
Sunday.
How does the song go? Okay. How about we try this? Shall we try this? So, how does the song go, Georgia?
Happy birthday.
Oh boy, happy birthday. That is her favorite song. Good. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you know that song, she kind of sing that as well. And when it's Friday, what do we eat on Friday?
Pizza.
Pizza, that's right. And how does the happy birthday song go?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Nana.
Good. Happy birthday
Nana.
to you. That's right. No, it's Nana Sandy's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday. It will have passed by the time this gets posted, but anyway. And then there's obviously tanti auguri in Italian, so we say tanti auguri a te. Yeah, so that's her favorite song, and I have actually gotten sick of that song, so it hasn't been, because she's sang it basically non-stop since my birthday in January. And she continued for like a straight month after my birthday singing Tanti auguri alla mamma. I was like, thank you. By now my birthday's done. Anyway.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, and what's another song you like? Nona has all kinds of songs that she kind of breaks out in song very often. There's another one about a cat that goes into the kitchen. Like basically the song's like, it's raining and the cat goes in the kitchen and breaks all of the dishes and then blames its sister. How does the song go? It's like a very old one from her childhood. Well, not that song. Piove, piovigina. So it's raining lightly. La gatta va in cucina. The cat goes in the kitchen. Stacca le scudelle, so he breaks the dishes. Incolpa sue sorelle. Blames her sisters. I think that's all I know actually of that song. Yeah, Julie Codine. If you want your pigtails down, they look so cute.
Yeah.
And then you say her hair, if I do it, she doesn't want it to stay up in a style for very long either. In fact, usually after like 20 minutes, she'll be like, take them out. Oh my goodness, her doll went to pee. Time to change her diaper. She's got a diaper bag that she got for Christmas for her dolls. Anyway, and then she has a really cute name for Papa, a few cute names actually. So she'll call Papa Papa, or Papito, or Papitino. So cute. And so like if he doesn't reply, sometimes she'll be like, Papa, Papa, Papito, Papitino. I think it's adorable. And she'll typically say like, Ciao, come stai? Bene. As if like, so it's basically, how are you? Good? All in Italian in one phrase. But she started to get better at, she also, well, at that, she'll say in English, like, hi kitty, how are you? In the last like week or so, it was really cute. Did you find your doll? I think I see Alicia. Right there, she's in the basket, honey. I can see her both. Anyway, we read her sleep. At the moment, everything's good with her sleep. She's extra tired, probably because it's the spring. Oh boy! She's just been extra sleepy. But we had gone through a period not long ago, last month, where she was just taking forever to go to sleep. It was like 10. 10:30, and I had to do a nap adjustment and wake her up at 2:50, so she's like out of bed by 3. Now in the last few days that we haven't followed it because she's been super difficult to wake up from her nap, and she's been sleeping in. Well, today no, she was up by 8, but sleeping in, oh my gosh, I can't get, I'd say it's like half an hour to wake her up and like get out of bed. But now, and she's been sleeping, so anyway, but I'm sure that it's a brief thing, just because there's a saying in Italian, like aprile dolce dormire, meaning basically you are more sleepy in the spring. Talked to the neighbor, her 6-month-old has been extra sleepy too, so yeah, that's probably why, honestly. But as soon as I start having issues again getting her to sleep, we're gonna go back to the 2:50 wake up. I'm still trying to keep it, it's just that she doesn't wake up. I keep going in there, I'm like, wake up, wake up. Anyway, so yeah, I was basically on like a 50-minute nap thing for the last month, and now, I don't know, now she's extra tired. So that's always kind of cyclical. But now we've gotten her back between 9 and 9:30 to bedtime, so everything's good there. And she still likes to hold my hand to fall asleep. And she calls my hand mand. And I think it's a mix between hand and mano, which is hand in Italian. It's really cute though. In my hand. It's my hand. She'll say my hand or mand. And yeah, now she's got all of her teeth, so in between like December and January, she got like all of her 2-year molars, and most of them came in without me even noticing. And like I would look in her mouth and be like, when did that one come through? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's probably why you weren't eating last week. I guess, you know, we just thought it was like typical how she is basically with food, but it was like, oh, probably she was actually eating. She was cutting a molar and we didn't realize. Something that she does that's really cute is she'll often hand me her stuffed animals and be like, want mama? And so I give them a hug, and it's just so cute. And there's Kitty, this kitty cat, that's her favorite animal, an orange kitty that she just loves. He's so snuggly, and that's from her nana and grandpapa. And so she'll snuggle him and be like, aw, aw. Or with any stuffed animal, really, like even if you take, say, this one, which is Quatchy, and she thinks it's go like, aw. Aw, right? And then sometimes if it's really cute, she'll be like, she'll look at it and be like, oh, it's so cute, right? And like she's almost cried, and it's just really sweet. She hates getting her toenails trimmed. However, we've started to find that because she resists when I'm trying to be the one to brush her teeth or trim her toenails, we've gotten her dad to do that now, and she seems fine. He does it with her sitting on top of the kitchen table, and she seems fine. And he's good with her with that. She, for whatever reason, doesn't want me to trim her toenails. I don't know why. So that's his job. Something that's a weird fear of hers is that she's afraid of ladybugs. That one might be fading though, because this morning she saw one in her room and was like, Cochinella! And she didn't seem to be scared of it, so that's good. Because before she was like, Cochinelle, paura! And anyway, so she's picked up a lot of Venetian dialect from her grandma too, and it's kind of funny because she'll like look at like one of her bunnies and be like gale orecchie instead of like ale orecchie, which would be the Italian ga, which is Italian for it has ears. Just, you know, or she'll be looking for one of her stuffed animals and be like, Dove zelo, kitty. And yeah, anyway, it's just funny. And then like with numbers too, she'll like like, so 1 to 5s she can do like all the time in English. 1 to 10 it's kind of with prompting, but she will randomly come out with random numbers like 29, which is 29, just randomly saying it all the time. Yes, you need to dress your doll, honey. One of the nights, like a month or so ago, she looked at the clock, and was like, or no, she looked at, I think so, and then she looked at her dad's watch and was like, oh, sono le 9, ora andare a letto, which means it's 9, it's time to go to bed. And like, my husband looked at the watch and it was 9, and we were like, what? It was probably because it was dark out, I don't know, and she just kind of somehow guessed that, but it was crazy, because I don't know how, I think it was a fluke, but it was pretty funny. I just realized I was looking through my notes and I know what we missed. with that cat song. La gatta va in cucina, spacca le scudelle, spacca le più belle, in colpa sua sorella. So the cat goes in the kitchen. So it's raining, the cat goes in the kitchen, breaks the dishes, and breaks the prettiest dishes, and then blings its sister. Oh, and then she really loves to look at pictures and videos on my phone of herself or of whatever is on my phone, really. Pictures that Nana and Grandpapa have sent or any of her uncles or whatever. She really enjoys that. Still not very interested in TV. She likes Peppa Pig, likes Pete the Cat, like 5 minutes and then she's kind of over it. So I figure, okay, if she likes to look at pictures on my phone for a bit, that's fine. She doesn't watch TV, so I mean, okay. She can look at pictures, but I try and limit it because it's still my phone, you know. Don't really want her to have too much of the radiation stuff coming off of that. She also really loves tractor videos, so sometimes she'll watch those after her nap, but like 10 minutes kind of thing. And we've actually painted our nails now twice, which is super cute. And she loves swings and slides at the playground. And she's gone to the library a few times now, so that's really fun. And as for potty training, we're going to properly hit the ground running with that once it warms up here. So probably in the next month, I'm just going to hit the ground running. She's totally ready for it now. It's just, it's been hard with the weather, and then I'm always trying to watch the laundry, or oh, we've got to go somewhere, and I'm determined. This summer, and I mean hopefully before summer too, but you know, once there's getting warm here, I'm hitting the ground running with that because she's 100% ready. Oh, and the last thing before I go here, we actually bought her a big girl room. So unfortunately there's like a 5-month wait for it, and it won't be here. It won't be ready until like the beginning of September when she starts preschool. But Julie Scarpa, yeah, sure, you can take off your slippers. Here. There we go. She's got these cute slippers from a family friend, Janice, that gave them to her. Anyway, so yeah, we got her basically a big girl bed, so shelves and a bookshelf and the wardrobe and the bed and oh my goodness. The whole works basically, but then she'll be set till she grows up, so that's great. So right now she's still got her toddler room, baby room, I guess, but then soon, in a few months, she will be switching to her big girl room. Anyway, that's it for now, but thank you for watching, and subscribe if you're new. Press like if you like the video. It helps my channel a lot, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Georgia, do you want to say bye? Come over here. Come over here. You've got your Peppa Pig bag. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.